Kirby Air Riders is some of the most high-octane fun you can have on the Switch 2. It feels like the Frankenbaby of Super Smash Bros., Mario Kart, and Mario Party, where you fly down the track in a coke-fueled fever dream of a race and do everything you can to brawl your opponents into the dust and take home first place. This game has been hyped to high heaven by the cult following the original game had, and even though I bought into the hype, pulling the trigger on getting the game still hurt. And while the initial pain began to fade as I learned the ins and outs of this crackhead Mario Kart, I'm still left with a fat hole in my wallet and a lingering soreness, kinda like I had been kicked in the nuts. The game has 4 different modes: Air Ride, the main event; Top Ride, a cute little top-down race that's just as cutthroat as the real thing; City Trial, the free-for-all scramble to build the best machine; and Road Trip, the solo story mode that's an attempted roguelite. Honestly, not sure the difference, I just kinda mumble over it. Roguelite. In Air Ride mode, you zip down the track at meth head levels of speed, sucking off dudes for power and using that power to pound your competitors into dirt. They did a good job of making it feel fast as hell, speed lines on the UI, screen zooms with speed boosts. But with that speed comes a bit of a learning curve. The controls consist of your joystick and one button that does everything. You're gonna feel like a dunce running into walls, slowing down because you press B too soon to suck up an enemy, and holding forward on the joysticks. Yes, I understand I don't have to hold it. But once you get the hang of it, you're gonna feel like a god. Unlike in Mario Kart, your choice of machine really matters. I felt like a genius switching to the Jetstar on the Airtopia track to take advantage of its constant speed boost when lifting off the ground. And winning a race on the lubed-up Diddy Star that slides forward non-stop, forcing you to use your boost to change directions effectively, felt so satisfying. On the other hand, your character choice matters a bit less. Yes, they have slightly different stats and specials, but for the most part just pick who you like. There's a pretty good range of characters, ranging from the breakout star Rick to Scarfy. Okay, can we talk about this for a sec though? Kirby is one of the only places you can see characters so simple and think, yeah, that looks great. I'll even make one right now. Here we go, and bam! His name is Boofy. But despite the learning curve and choices that matter, it somehow still feels a bit shallow, as if for the most part the game is playing itself 70% of the way and you just take it that last little bit. Unlike in Mario Kart, where I feel like I'm in control at any given moment, blue shells aside. And while Mario Kart is also hectic at times, the visual clarity compared to Kirby Air Riders is astounding. A chunk of the learning curve for this game is just figuring out what the freak is happening on your screen most of the time. It has a very, well, that was fun for a race or two, what do you want to do now kind of feel, which is a bit disappointing. Air Ride is fun, but it's just missing a little something. Top Ride is essentially just a top-down mini go-kart race. It's fun and chill, but I honestly don't know why it got its own mode instead of just being a minigame. Speaking of minigames, we have City Trial mode, the second main event for the game. In this mode, you scramble around the city like nasty little gremlins, slurping up every buff you can find while fighting your opponents to steal their buffs. After 5 minutes of that, you all do a random minigame to determine who wins. One minigame. Only one. 5 minutes of prep to do a minigame that can be anywhere from 30 seconds to a whole race. And now one minigame decides the winner. I was flabbergasted when I saw that it ended after one minigame. I would at least like to have seen a few get played since I just, prepped for 5 minutes. At least I can play all the minigames I want in the road trip mode. The only problem is it's the only solo mode that I can't bring my girlfriend with me. In this mode, you select and complete minigames to earn more buffs for your machine, with the ultimate goal of making it to the end and defeating the final boss. So it's basically a roguelite, but you aren't really ever at risk of failing. The random buffs and selections make it feel like they want the mode to be replayable, but I didn't feel like my choices made much of a difference at all. And a single run is so long that it kind of fails as a roguelite. It dragged on a bit long for me. I just completed it to see the end of the short story this game has. But I did not do it again for the true ending or the cool unlock. But damn, I want it. Speaking of unlocks, god damn, this game makes you feel like you're always progressing as you finish games, and just see box after box pop open on the checkmark screen. Damn, that feels good. Except this one. Exclusive unlock, my beloved. The game gets credit for packing so many different modes and playstyles into one game, but just like me, it isn't really amazing at anything it sets out to do. Want minigames? Get Mario Party. Want a race? Get Mario Kart. It strikes me as the kind of game you spend 5 minutes playing with friends, do a couple races, and then immediately move on. You know exactly what kind of games I'm talking about. I will admit, though, that this isn't really my kind of game. That being said, it was still fun. If you think you'll enjoy it, go ahead and pick it up. 7 out of 10 Ricks. It's fast fun with a lot of different ways to play, but all those ways feel a little lacking.